What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of El Jardín Perennial. Today, we're talking mulberries. Alright, so this is just kind of a quick mulberry update. If you guys have seen previous videos, you've seen some of the grafts I did last year. So for the most part, I'm kind of celebrating, showing off these mulberries because they're doing pretty well and thriving. The only exception, which I'll show you a little bit later, is the multi-graft I did with Everbearing and Pakistan. The Pakistan, due to the freeze that we had, it went down to 12 degrees. Yeah, the Pakistan didn't quite make it through that, although there may be like a little tinge of hope, but the Everbearing on that tree is doing fine. But yeah, I'll go ahead and show you guys around and let you see how prolific things have gotten. Alright, so first up, well, before I get too into it, if you guys haven't seen the previous videos, these were some transplants of wild mulberries that I stuck in the ground, and I kind of pruned them up, and I later grafted favorable varieties. This one in particular is Everbearing. It's so far my most productive timing-wise. And so let me back out, show you guys a year's worth of growth. All that green is from the graft up, because I've trimmed anything below that. And just kind of show you guys how much fruit is on there. There's a lot hiding, but yeah, you can just kind of see how much fruit is on there. It is covered, absolutely covered. Some ripe, you know, it's Everbearing, so we're gonna have some ripe, some flowering, pretty much throughout the duration of spring, summer, and fall. Right next to that, I regrafted this a little bit later, but I believe this is the White Russian. So far, we've got nice growth. I grafted this one up kind of high, which is fine. I think I did that because I was just taking advantage of that little offshoot. And yeah, so these are mostly for my shade canopy for things down here, like pawpaw, and hopefully my jackfruit and avocado come back from the dead. I see some signs of life in the roots still. And then third up over here is the Pakistan. So it's doing really well growth wise, so you guys can see. Same principle. I started it from grafting onto this wild mulberry that was initially put here for shade, and I figured I'd give it a little more function. I haven't seen any flowers on this yet or any fruit, but we'll stay tuned for that. Just to give you some insight, this behind the fence is one of the wild mulberries, a relative of what I chopped and grafted onto. But the berries on this, it's fruiting, but they're tiny. I don't know if you can see any in there, but they're tiny and very sparse. There's like just a little handful at a lot of the tips of these. But really, I consider these a decoy for the birds. It's right before you get into the potential food forest. We are slowly coming back from what the winter did here. So you're seeing lots of green starting to pop up. All right, so that's the back. I'll go ahead and bring you guys up front and show you what I've got going on up there. All right, so we're up in the front now. I don't know how well these guys are in focus, but I did want to give you a big picture. So we have the White Russian here that was planted as a seedling. That's what I took the graft from the other one. And these are kind of just like shade insurance policies, like, you know, doubling up like that and grafting. Mulberries are pretty easy. They grow pretty fast. So, you know, there's a chance I might cut some down or move some around, or just have the grafts and the different varieties, or put them all on one tree. We'll see how it evolves. And then this was the Everbearing in Pakistan. So luckily I've already grafted the Pakistan back up, but I'll go ahead and bring you guys in to get a closer look at what happened with the graft here. So as you can see, this is our Everbearing. I did just cut it back quite a bit. Really the cold hit it in a way. You know, you have cracks and crevices here from grafting, and this was a hard freeze for a week plus. You get precipitation in certain spots and it cracks out. These grafts were fully healed, and they were fine before the freeze. The problem being that, you know, they weren't completely calloused over yet. And, you know, within time, this will all heal over. It'll be fine. Even where I've pruned over here, things will heal over. Things will rot back that need to. So it turns out that, you know, this Pakistan, you can see the scratch test. It's just not working out. That's fine. Before I can attempt to regraft anything, if I care to, I'm gonna have to wait till these are hardwood. And it looks like a little birdie probably perched on this one and bent it over already. But yeah, once this starts bouncing back a little like the others, I'll have some more options there. As for the White Russian, same thing. We don't have any flowering. It may not be happening this year because it's I'm assuming it was from a cutting, but you know, maybe it just needs more time to grow, or maybe it's just a late bloomer in the season, so we'll see. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for today's video. I really just wanted to do kind of an update. There's a lot going on in the spring here. I'll probably do some more follow-up videos, but I did want to highlight one of the first things that started fruiting and popping off after, if you look at some of my previous videos, after I got hit so hard by that freeze. So yeah, it's spring now. We have a few things popping off. So really I just wanted to share some positive things, and also for myself, you know, it's good to see things springing back and being productive after getting hit so hard by that freeze. Alright guys, well let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to throw some links down below for some of my previous grafting videos if you guys are interested in that. But the main principle here, like this other Mulberry I just showed you, was a male. It was unproductive, which is why I grafted onto it. But as you can see, getting different varieties and stuff. I'm buying these scions online for like, you know, 10 bucks for a couple scions, or 5 bucks even, and you know, grafted on new varieties, trying different things. So it's pretty cool. Alright guys, and as always, feel free to comment below if you have any questions or additional information, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't by now to keep up with more projects like this. That's going to do it for today's video. As always, thanks for tuning in. Until next time.